You've been there, settling in for an evening of TV only to waste half the night scrolling. Enter Fire TV, entertainment with zero effort required. Fire TV serves up personalized recommendations from across all your apps. Not sure what to watch? Just tell Alexa Plus what you're in the mood for and she'll pull up the perfect recommendation. Problem solved. Stop the scroll, start the show. Find what you're looking for with Fire TV. Subscriptions may be required.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Well, we were talking about Bill de Blasio coming out saying defund the police wasn't a good idea. And now you also have Mayor Mamdani and you've got the First Lady of New York, Rama Dawaji. This is the one who was married to Zoran Mamdani. Now, she liked all these things about Palestinians, about Hamas and the horrible attacks that happened on October 7th. That was really bad. And remember, this is how Zoran Mamdani responded when the New York Media Corps was asking him about these crazy things that his wife was liking, saying on social media, oh, that's a nice comment. When you like something, it's like, oh, yeah, that's a nice comment. A nice comment that Hamas was slaughtering Israelis on October 7th. But Zoran Mamdani said she can say whatever she wants. Listen to this.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Mayor. You should have a chance, I think, to respond to this. It's an off-topic question. I'd like to know what your reaction was to the article in the Jewish Insider that was posted about your wife's social media activity. And what I'm wondering is, you're an elected official. She is not. Is it anybody's business, and is it fair to question you about it?
My wife is the love of my life, and she's also a private person who has held no formal position on my campaign or in my city hall. I, however, was elected to represent all 8.5 million people in the city, and I believe that it's my responsibility, because of that role, to answer any questions about my thoughts and my policies and my decisions.
What a terrible, pathetic, first of all, question from the reporter. I'm not sure who asked him that question. That reporter should not be in the business. That was pathetic. Did you hear it? It was like, you're an elected official. She's not. So I'm going to give you cover. And no big deal that the First Lady of the biggest city in America is saying, what happened on October 7th is essentially a good thing and deserved to happen to the Israelis. That's disgraceful. He, first of all, should have been held his feet to the fire. The other reporters in the room also should have been grilling him and saying, wait. Will you condemn these remarks? Will you condemn these remarks? They have given this mayor such a pass. It really is gross. That's one thing. The other thing, now his wife, it comes out, it wasn't just a one-off, not that we thought it was, but now we're knowing it certainly wasn't. According to the Washington Free Beacon, she had a Tumblr account, and in one of them, this was a couple years ago, she was hailing a Palestinian hijacker, Layla Khalid, and other members of the terror group Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine. And in this account, she was showing a picture of this woman who took part in the plane hijackings in 1969 and 1970, and had a caption quoting one of her infamous lines. I was saying it earlier. This is from the hijacker. If it does good for my cause, I'd be happy to accept death. I mean, does that sound like a moderate in any shape or form? That's a lunatic. That is a dangerous lunatic. And then she also shared another thing that says, we salute the valiant freedom fighters of Palestine. That's great. And then she also reposted a tirade against U.S. service members that were raging against American troops, quote, fighting in imperialist wars, are not brave, nor are they fighting for anyone's freedom. That's really nice. And then this post also goes on to blast the military further, mercilessly slaughtering third world civilians, referring to the U.S. military to maintain American hegemony. I mean, what is going on with this woman? And then December 2015, a repost which blamed white people for the creation of Al-Qaeda. This is a doozy. You ready for this? This sounds like Zoran Mamdani's father, remember, who was trying to make excuses for suicide bombers. It gets worse and worse. So this is, again, the First Lady of New York. And New York Press Corps, do your job and start asking questions to him about this. So here's the latest post that she also put. You can't blame Muslims for terrorism because they didn't construct, fund, nor train al-Qaeda. White people did that too. And that's a post that she reposted, according to the Washington Free Beacon publication. I mean, is this sick or what? And I guess it goes in line because they seem to be very obsessed with this topic. No wonder they met each other. They fell in love over, I guess, hatred of Israel. But here is Zoran Mandani at a St. Patrick's breakfast. And of course, he twisted the occasion to go after Israel once again and talked about Palestinian, quote, genocide. Listen to this.
I say this as over the past few years, as we've witnessed a genocide unfold before our eyes, there has been deafening silence from so many. For those who have long cared about universal human rights and the extension of them to Palestinians, silence, however, is nothing new. For Palestinians are so often left to weep alone. Yet former President Robinson has never been silent. Not when she was president, not when she was High Commissioner for Human Rights, and not in the decades since. As she once said, commemoration is a moral act. Her solidarity is many things: unwavering, sincere, and chief among them, Irish. Irish solidarity is no coincidence. Who can better understand those who weep than those who have been made to weep for so long? The story of the Irish, both in Ireland and in New York City, is at one time a story of oppression, of subjugation, and of discrimination. As we know, it was on Irish soil that the British Empire developed their colonial project. So much of the exploitation later imposed elsewhere across the world was first honed in the plantations of Ireland. And yet when I think of the Irish, I do not think first of oppression. I think of resistance. I think of unity. I think of corned beef and 96-minute Troy Parrott goals and the Pogues' fairy tale of New York. Above all, I think of that solidarity.
When I think of St. Patrick's Day, I think about all the joyous things of the Irish. I think of the Blarney Stone. I think of the leprechaun, green beer. I don't think of the Palestine, whatever, the genocide he's talking about, at a time right now where Israel is under assault and trying to get rid of the rogue terrorist regime. Whose side are these people on? And here's a little bit more from Mayor Mandani's wife. This just came out. That's why my jaw is dropping, as you can probably tell. Apparently, she also seethed on Twitter that Tel Aviv shouldn't exist in the first place. Really lovely. And called its residents occupiers. And again, this comes, remember, after she celebrated, as I mentioned, that Instagram post, remember, on October 7th, 2023, the day that Hamas attacked Israel and slaughtered Israel. She was liking that celebration like it's a good day. And then also she liked a social media post claiming Hamas's rapes of Israelis, which is a fact, during the terrorist rampage were, quote, mass hoax. So don't believe anything. Those nice Hamas people couldn't have done those terrible things, I guess. And again, I'm just going to go back to what she said in this post, where she reposted blaming white people essentially for the creation of al-Qaeda. You can't blame Muslims for terrorism because they didn't construct, fund, nor train al-Qaeda. I mean, what planet is she on? What, blaming America? Is that what she's doing for al-Qaeda? America created it? Sort of sounds like Hassan Piker, who said that America deserved 9/11. I mean, that's absolutely frightening.